important for us to understand in order for us to really know what's going on in the page. So the first one is migrate. Say migrate.
Migrate.
We need a brave scholar who would like to read the definition of migrate. Robert? Part? Another. I'm just going to stand what he read. To move from one part of something to another. I need a brave scholar who can read the sentence. Joe, take it away. Opportunity. So right now in your brain, you take 5 seconds. I want you to think about how you can use that word in a sentence yourself. Take 5 seconds of think time. Actually, I'll give you 10 seconds to think time. 10 seconds of think time and think about how can you use the word migrate in a sentence. We know that the meaning of migrate is to move from one part of something to another. And I don't want you to use this sentence. This one's off limits. You have to use a new sentence. Think about what we talked about earlier today. You have 10 seconds to think time. Thumbs up when you have a sentence in your brain. 10, 9, 8. Ooh, look at all these ones. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When I say go, you're going to turn and talk to your desk partner, and you're going to tell them the sentence that you're using the word migrate in. I'm going to have Melena and Makai work together, London and Jordan work together. Kyrie, if you could bounce on back to Mariah. Point to the person that you're going to be working with. You have 30 seconds, right? Go. Take about 5 more seconds. I realize this is my favorite person. Alright, bring it. Bring it. Clap your sentence that it's done. I have Delilah's eyes, her body calm, she's sitting in star. I have London's eyes, her body calm, she's sitting in star. And Kyrie, you can go back to your seat. Thanks, Joe. Alright, we're going to go ahead and talk about our second word. The second word is a really important word for students. The first word is super important. We have a little bit more background knowledge about this word. So the next word is discrimination. Say discrimination. Discrimination! The unfair treatment of a person based on some part of their identity. The unfair treatment of a person based on some part of their identity. We've talked about this word briefly in the past. What are some examples of discrimination? I'm going to give you about 5 seconds, let's do 10 seconds of think time. It's the unfair treatment of a person based on some part of their identity. Think time in 5. We're thinking back to Ellis Island, the reasons why people chose to immigrate here. Think time in 2. 1. Check. Deja. Deja, hold out for it. Look around. See Brooklyn's tracking you. Robert's doing an excellent job tracking you. Thank you, Joseph, for tracking. Loud and proud. Tell me more. more about that. If those of you who didn't hear, she said, if you notice in this picture, and I'm glad you noticed this, is that all the little paper people here are blue. This one's orange. Why would I choose that? Oh, let's wait for some think time. We'll pause. We're tracking to Asia. Go ahead. Say that louder.
Or skin color.
Or skin color. So race. Race is a form of discrimination. People are discriminated or unfairly treated based on their race. Give me another example of discrimination. Track, Delilah.
Track, Delilah.
I love the way Daryl's turning right around to track her. I see Melina is tracking her. So is Jordan. Go ahead, Delilah. Persecution. Ooh, that's an academic word. That's a maybe don't remember, could you elaborate a little bit more on what you mean by persecution? Something else? What could be something else? What could be something else? Thinking back to some of the things we've talked about in Kids Nightly News, where in other countries, certain people are treated unfairly because of another reason outside of race. Track, Carmen.
Track, Carmen.
Go ahead. Robert. Track, Robert.
Track, Robert. The other word is, so basically, if somebody,
I think what you're getting at is that bullies can discriminate. Yes. Let's hear from one more, and then we're going to bring it home. Sanaya, go ahead. Okay, so there's push and pull factors. We're kind of getting off base here. Track me.
Track you.
So, do you remember when we talked about men and women? Are there some? Okay, I'm gonna let you guys take it away. I don't want to give it away. I see Delilah is ready to elaborate on that. So I want all eyes on Delilah. Loud and proud, Delilah. Go ahead.
When the girl thought the boy was a basketball player because he was tall.
Right, because he was tall. And she assumed because he was tall that he played basketball. There's some other examples. Robert?
And she thought really small kids played baseball.
I'm not sure we talked about that. Melina?
She thought he was big because she thought he played basketball, but he played baseball.
Okay, track me.
Thank you.
So, thank you those of you that chose to share. Like, you're bringing that connection from our past discussions. Hang on to it. Hang on to the thought. I'll come back to you. So, people can discriminate based on race. They can discriminate based on gender. So you can assume that boys only like to do certain things because they're boys, and that girls only like to do certain things because they're girls. That's a form of discrimination. You can also discriminate because of age, right? We can assume that somebody who is maybe older has a harder time doing something. But is it fair to do that? Show me non-verbally. No. And this word is super important because we're going to talk a lot about it in our new book today called The Great Migration. This is the first day that we are exploring with this book, so it's super important that we lock these words into our brain. So I want you to go ahead and turn the page.
Turn the page.
Track the word web.
Track the word web.
All right, so the word that we are going to focus in on today is migrate. So we're going to write the word migrate. I'm going to give everybody 5 seconds. I think some of us are still turning. Take 5 seconds to turn to the page that looks like this. And 5, Nishay's already there. 4, thanks Robert for showing everybody where to be. 3, 2, 1, 0. In the middle bubble, everybody point to the middle bubble so I know you're with me. Journey's pointing to the middle bubble. Delilah's pointing to the middle bubble. We're going to write the word migrate. I want you to do that now with me. What word are you writing, class?
Migrate!
Ooh, we're excited about that. You can see who's writing migrate. Sanaya's writing migrate. London's writing migrate. Kyrie's writing migrate. We're going to go ahead and pop an eyeball in our jar. Take 3 more seconds to finish writing that and pop into stars just like Deja in 3, 2, 1, 0. So we need to brainstorm some words that have to do with migrate. And if you need to flip back over to your vocab, you need to flip back over to your vocab to remind you of what migrate means. That's okay. We can flip back and forth. So I need to do that. So I'm going to look at the front page of my cover, front cover of my page. Jordan, are you with me? Back me. And I see that migrate means to move from one part of something to another. So let's take some time to think about some words that we can associate with migrate. So let's take 5 seconds. What are some words that we can fill in for our word web that have to do with migrate? And 5, think time, 4, 3, please check your math. 2, 1, 0. I'm just going to rapid fire call on you and we're going to write these words in. Somebody I haven't heard from. Makai, go. What letter?
Immigrant and refugee.
Immigrant and refugee. Excellent. Why did you choose those words?
Because immigrant, when we seen that other video yesterday, or before yesterday, I have remembered that refugee and immigrant kind of mean the same thing, and immigrant kind of mean the same thing too.
So how do these two words relate back to migrate? Moving. Way to go, Makai.
Way to go, Makai.
I love your use of academic language. I saw most of you are already writing that in, but if you did not, take like 5 more seconds to write those words in. Journey's writing in those words. Brooklyn's writing in those words. I hear some people that are really excited to share another word. Yeah, track, Robert. Track, Robert.
War.
Tell me more about that. He said war in case you didn't hear him.
Because war is like something that humans and people can die for.
So what does that have to do with migrate? You're not wrong. Let's go ahead. Some positive energy. Think about if migrate, Robert, means to move from one place to another. What does war have to do with that? Alright, you want to call a friend? Go ahead, Daryl, take it away. Living? Oh, we are. Okay, so, no, you're not getting out of this. So, when we think about war, what have we said about war? When we talked about war in class, what have we said? You're right, it's dangerous, but in terms of immigration, what does that have to do with war? Unsafe. Somebody elaborate on that. Journey?
It's a push factor.
It's a push factor. Somebody tell me, what's a push factor again? Sanaya? So we could migrate because of push factors like war. Go ahead and write it down. Say, way to go, Robert.
Way to go, Robert.
Way to go, Journey.
Way to go, Journey.
You're right. I put on the wrong one. Don't worry. I'm going to give him what he earns. Sorry, Robert. I got you back here. All right, I need another word. What's another word that we can fill in for our word web? Somebody I have not heard from. London. A what? Not a move factor. I like the word. We're close. Silent hands, Jordan. Pull factor. What's a pull factor? I'm having a hard time remembering. I remember what a push factor is. That's when you're forced out of your country or out of your home. Oh. Deja? Because why? If the push factor is like you're being forced out because of war or persecution, a pull factor is about pulling. I know, you know. Because they want to leave. They want to leave. So, could we migrate because of pull factors? Because we want to leave?
Yeah.
Can somebody give me an example just to bring it home? What's an example of a pull factor? Why would somebody want to be pulled out of their country? What would be driving factors for that or reasons? Let's take some think time because I feel like I'm seeing the same hands and I want to give some other friends opportunity.
Can we talk about that?
Not right now. I'm going to give you guys time to talk to your partner in a couple minutes. 5. Think time. 4. Let's see if we get some new hands in. 3, 2. Joe, sit up, bud. 1. German, you got an idea? You're right. Yes. You would move someplace to be safe. You wouldn't get hurt there. But if we're like wanting to go somewhere, we're not being forced there. Delilah. Okay, so for services, one more example. Tonight. Well, you don't want to go somewhere because it's dangerous. You want to leave somewhere. Because the country is dangerous, right? You want to leave the dangerous country, so you're looking for safer options. All right, let's go ahead and bring it. Just to stamp it, some other things that we have learned about pull factors are like educational opportunities. Is that ringing a bell? Job opportunities. Is that ringing a bell? Tell me non-verbally. Yeah, okay. Let's get a couple more words in here. I'm going to put pull factor in here because I don't want to forget about that one. And that's an F. It looks like a P. It does. It looks like an R. It looks like a P. It's a lot of different letters. We'll just know it's an F. Okay, give me one more word. Give me a couple more words. Melena. So there's some positive vibes, guys. So we're thinking about migrating. We're moving, right? From one place to another. What kind of words can we think about? If you're moving, like, you're actually moving, like, to, go ahead.
Of wolves.
Okay, we have that one there, so thank you for adding on to that. Daryl. Okay, can I add one just to kind of get some gears turning? I'm going to add one, okay, just to kind of get our gears turning. I'm just thinking simple, like journey, right? Journey or travel. Well, journey has the same name as what I'm talking about, but am I talking about journey?
No.
What am I talking about when I say journey?
The name of
Oh, silent hands only. I know we're excited. Robert, what am I talking about?
Are you talking about like journey to
Adventures or Asia? Not drought. We talked about drought yesterday. Journey is like when you're going on a trip, right? Like the journey from the people that went on the Titanic. They went on a journey. It was a long. Yes, a lot of them died. They went on a long trip. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and lock this word in our brain. I want you to take the word migrate off your paper. Just take it off and lock it in your brain. And we're gonna think about migrate as we dive into our text today. So I want you to go ahead and flip your packet over and pop into start in 5. Grab your voice and feet off. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's okay if you didn't get all of the words in the word bubble. The purpose of that exercise is to just really solidify what the meaning of migrate means so that you understand it as we're reading. Okay, clap 3 times and sit and start. I have Jordan's eyes, I have Joseph's eyes, I have London's eyes. Robert, pop your pencil down, pop in and start. Okay, expectation to start it there, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our lesson objective today. So what are we doing today? Repeat after me and say, I can answer questions to demonstrate understanding of a text. So that's just what we're doing today. We're going to read, we're going to talk about what we're reading, we're going to talk about what we're learning from what we're reading, we're going to answer questions. Easy peasy?
Let me speak.
Code red, this is a drill.
Okay.
Code red, this is a drill. Code red, this is a drill.
You're going to quietly walk over to the wall and sit quietly on the ground.
Voices are off. This is practice, but voices are off. If they can hear you in the hallway, that would make us be in danger. So we need to practice having a bubble and voices off.
Masks over your nose, keep your very close to each other.
Miss Kubiak, is there anybody else? Shall we call the attenders?
We have to be silent.
Code green, all clear.
Okay, so just quietly stand up. Be silent. Boys, walking feet, go back here. We're gonna get right back to work. Getting back to work in 10,
minutes.